good people. Let's talk about it. So I know y'all probably been following that the whole Diddy case and this, that, and the third, you know. And I know a lot of people got their little weigh in on it. I'm finna put my weigh in on it now. Because I seen a lot of people got a lot of different mixed feelings on this situation. And personally, I feel like, you know, you got some of the people kind of going against Cassie for telling the truth on what was what, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, how can y'all go against someone who was getting beat? You know, not only verbal abuse, but physically abuse. And when you got people who saying they saw it go on, turn back around, all of a sudden, you know, they crying about the fact of how this went on. But my thing personally, like, real shit, no tissue, this is what I feel about it. Why nobody stepped up and say, fuck that? Like, bruh, whatever you gotta do, do it. I don't give a fuck, but I ain't finna sit up here and watch you do this to this girl for no reason, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not finna sit up here and just beat this woman in front of me, and I'm supposed to sit up here and take that and watch you do that. You know, like, I've been in those situations in the past where to see shit like that go on, and I had to step the niggas and be like, yo, bruh, no, you're not doing that. You know, you're not gonna do that. Not on my watch, bruh. Like, you're not doing that. You know, and I did that. You know, I didn't give a fuck. You know, I ain't give a damn if it was gonna end the relationship with me and my friend or whatever. I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. The point is, bruh, you're doing some extra shit. You know what I'm saying? That you shouldn't be fucking doing. You know, like, I did exactly what I was supposed to do as a man. And now, even though, like, once I put my book out, my history, The Inconvenience of the Innocent, you'll get to know more details about me and my back end. You know what I'm saying? My history and what was what. You know, but I had to put that out right quick, fast, so I can say this. You know, don't get me wrong, I made mistakes myself, you know, and I have set up here, put my hand on a woman, and regardless of the fact of, you know, being provoked or whatever, so the point is, should never done it. You feel me? Like, a nigga should never done that shit at all, period. Like, either way it goes, it's wrong, you know, because I'm a man, that's a woman, you know. That's the difference in it, right? But, like I said, there's no way I could sit there and watch Diddy just sit up here and do that, and I'm supposed to be cool with it. That's why I was saying in the last video, like, when I was talking about him and R. Kelly, y'all make sure y'all go back and check that joint out. Oh yeah, let's not forget, always like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying in the last joint, like, are we that blind to the point that we'll sit up here and just turn the blind eye for some money? Like, make it make sense to me. You know, like, why is we turning the blind eye to the money? Y'all know this not right, this not right. You know what I'm saying? It don't make any sense. Like, it's stupid. You know, like, money ain't everything. You know, money ain't everything. At the end of the day, let's keep it funky. Now, then, I know now they got Don on the stand now. Don Robinson. tend to play back in my mind. Like, I don't know if y'all ever catch that Vlad interview with Day 26. And to see how Q was. Now, before I even go in there, I had been noticed something was different about Q compared to who we know Q of, you know, especially watching him on Making a Band. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of totally different for me. And I just kind of just caught this different vibe from him. For those who know me, y'all know I go off of vibe and energy. So I was kind of bugging off. I was like, damn, dude kind of seemed a little off for some reason. Like, what's going on? Like when they did little interviews, you know, before the Vlad joint. And then all of a sudden, I see the Vlad joint, and then I seen how dude was just different. And then when he told, you know, kind of mentioned some of the shit was going on, and I said, okay, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Bro done seen too much shit and a lot of unnecessary fuck shit, and he's hurting. You know, like, bro is hurting bad behind that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with y'all. Real shit, no tissue. I do feel like y'all need to bring cats like that on the stand. Them the cats y'all need to be bringing on the stand and get them to testify and let them talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? What they saw, what they envisioned. You know what I'm saying? Like, them the motherfuckers you need to be talking to, because shit just don't make sense to me if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I told y'all in the last joint, like, I remember back in the day, you know what I'm saying, at the music convention I was at, and I remember motherfuckers like, man, they go puff this, that, and that. Okay, and cause like I told y'all, I go off of vibe and energy, and the vibe and energy will feed me like, hey man, that's some bullshit right there. Like some bullshit. You know, and this is like way after, you know, Biggie death and everything. So like, the vibe was just totally different for me, and I just wasn't feeling that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't finna, you know, be all like, oh man, they go puff. Fuck that. You know, like, I didn't give a fuck about it, right? But like I say, man, the way the shit is, bro. Like, all bullshit aside, I think he need to get exactly what he deserves. You ask me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he do need to get exactly what he deserves. You know, because it don't make any sense. You know, and then with that one son of his, like the one that looked like his ass, like, I wish that little motherfucker just sit the fuck down some goddamn way. Like, real shit. I wish that little motherfucker sit the fuck down, cause he run his mouth too fucking much. If you ask me, you know, like the little song he put out after the whole raid shit and everything. Like, hey dummy, you do know you telling on yourself, right? Don't make any sense. You know, like I say, man, I mean, then you got kids and shit, bro. Like, you ain't got no respect whatsoever, bro. To sit out here and do crazy shit like that, bro. You got two little girls now. You got two little girls, bro. Now, how would you feel them two little girls experience that same shit that you put Cassie through? Peak game now. You gotta think about it now. Just like the saying go, reap what you sow now. You know, you reap it now. Cause them girls finna graduate, and them girls will go through the same exact trauma as what Cassie went through. Then what you gonna do about it? Like, bro, you gotta think about that. You know what I'm saying? Cause you got kids, you got two girls, and they can go through that same exact shit. And how would you feel about that? You can sit up here and holler about, oh, I take care of the problem, this, that, that. You can say all that shit how you want to. But when that damage is there, that damage is there. You know what I'm saying? It could be a motherfucker just as worse than you. You know what I'm saying? It could be a motherfucker that probably fuck around and, you know, Lord forbid, you know, take your girls out. All because, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, you got to think about these things. This is shit that you got to think about. Because you sit up here, sorry about that, y'all. You sit up here, you know, you kind of setting that tone for them. If you ask me, you setting that tone for them. You setting it where a motherfucker come in and fuck their whole life up. You know what I'm saying? And kind of, you know, it be, and I mean, Lord forbid, you know, Lord forbid, you know, if you ask me, Lord forbid, you know, like, hopefully nothing like that, you know, play out, you know, but it can though. You feel me? Like, that shit can, bruh. And these are things you gotta sit here and think about. For real. Like, you gotta think about that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That these kids can sit up here and go through whatever that you done put other people through. You know what I'm saying? You know, they can sit up here and that shit can go out like that. You feel me? Like, here it is. It's a whole situation. All because the tone that you set, bro. Because you set that tone. You got out there and, you know, went to doing whatever, this, that, and the third, and beating on this girl and threatening people and just doing unnecessary extra shit that you ain't got no business fucking doing. And for what? That'd be my thing, like, for what? Bruh, like, that's what I don't understand. Like, you doing unnecessary extra shit for what? You know, want to be something that you shouldn't, that you not. You know, like, that shit don't make no sense. You know, but like I say, I mean, I just hope, I know I've been on here for a hot minute now talking about this shit. It kind of ticked me off to know that you got somebody like this that's doing this crazy shit and trying to make it seem like they innocent and everything. You're not innocent, bruh. You're not innocent at all, period. You know you done did some fucked up shit, not only just toward Cash, but towards other people. You know, like, bruh, you doing way too fucking much, bruh. And it's time for you to get checked for that shit. You know, that's all there is to it. It's time for you to get checked for that shit. For real. Fuck the bullshit. And I ain't gonna hold y'all, bro. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. I don't think that nigga in GP. I don't think that nigga in general population. Hell no. That bitch ain't every bit of goddamn protected custody. He ain't going out there in GP. No. Fuck no. That nigga ain't going out there in GP. I'll tell you right now, that nigga ain't going in there. General population, that bitch ain't going out there. Hell no. That bitch gonna goddamn die if he go out there. Real. So that bitch in every bit of protected custody. Trust. That nigga ain't nowhere in GP. Nowhere. I wouldn't be surprised that bitch got guard 24/7 around his ass. I would not be surprised, bro. That bitch ain't going out there in GP. Hell no. But no, since you want to be hard though, might well go. You playing gangster, go on out there. Meet them real gangsters. Bet you ain't ready for that. Bet you ain't ready for them real gangsters. Especially for a nigga that's doing life. Shit, look. Hey, what we just heard about Tory Lane? I might have to talk about that one later. For real. I might have to go back on that one later. But Like I said, that nigga ain't in no GP. Real shit don't tell. That nigga ain't. Bruh, that nigga's not going in GP. No. Trying to tell you what God love now. God love true. For real. But yo, I know, like I said, I've been on here for a hot minute and everything, doing my thing on here and this, that, and the third. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? And you already know, quote the C4, nevermore.